Today I'm here to talk about uncertainty, a fascinating topic, and also one that all of us are very familiar with given 2020 and all the uncertainties that it brought upon our lives. So, one thing about uncertainty which we have to face is that it's a part of nature, it's prevalent. And I'm sure you've heard this saying, the only thing certain about life is uncertainty. And yet, the other thing we have to acknowledge also is that as a society, as civilization has progressed, we have started really valuing certainty. And part of our social development and civilization is about making the uncertain more and more certain. We have entire industries devoted to making things certain. Of course, look at astrology, look at management consulting, strategic planning, look at the insurance, world of insurance. All of that is about creating more certainty. Banking, money itself as a construct, right? And so making things more certain so that we can plan for our future, so that we, in our minds, before the future comes, we can believe that we know what's going to happen in the future and we're going to be safe and we're going to be all right, or things are going to go XYZ way. We want to know in advance. And that is our need for certainty, or our brain's need for certainty. Now, our brain does not like uncertainty for a bunch of reasons. One of which, of course, is that the brain likes to plan and to sort of keep us safe. And the other thing is that the brain is skilled, the skills or the talents, so the abilities of the brain, our brain, can be leveraged only again when there is some amount of certainty, because the brain wants to rehash the models and the learnings from the past and put it into the future. So uncertainty freaks out the brain, and then therefore it freaks us out as well. So when we look at coping with uncertainty, what are the few things that we can do? So the first thing really is to look at the opposite or antidote of uncertainty, not as certainty, but as presence. So the analogy that I'm going to use for all these coping strategies is I'm going to use the analogy of adventurers. So imagine that you're a sailor setting out on an adventure to discover new and unknown lands. And I've picked this as a metaphor because it is a very positive, empowering metaphor where uncertainty is there. There is a lot of uncertainty, and yet there is a choice and willingness with which the sailors or explorers are stepping into this uncertainty. So the first thing that is going to be of use for them is something that they can control amidst all the uncertainty is themselves, their presence. Be fully present, be fully attentive, and again, invest in themselves, in their strengths, right? So really work on being, discovering, leveraging, like work on really becoming strong in whichever ways you want to. So in the modern day context, it would be investing in terms of your learning, your skill, your development, your presence, your mental peace of mind, your emotional intelligence, so that no matter what, you are the best version of you who can face it and handle it. The second tip to cope is to stop trying to resist, control, or fight the things that you cannot control. So in the example of the adventurer or the sailor, this would be the weather or the waves or the wildlife that they run into. That's something that's beyond your control, and that's something that you're expecting, and you're expecting to be surprised. And so rather than, oh no, why did this happen to the weather? Why did this happen to the cyclone? So bringing it back to our context, this could be the economy, this could be COVID, this could be somebody falling ill, this could be us falling ill, this could be your business suddenly losing its clients, or the industry changing, right? The things that you can't control. So stop worrying about them, learn to let go of that, and bring back your attention and presence to what you can control, which is you and perhaps your team and the people you're working with. The third coping strategy, which is also my favorite, is really to tap into those qualities that make this fun, which means the qualities of playfulness. of curiosity, of wonder, of delight. So why are you setting out on this adventure discovery in the first place? Because if there was complete certainty, which there is, I'm using the metaphor of the sailor here again. You can stay in your village, you can stay in your house where there's complete certainty and complete safety and perhaps complete boredom as well. There's a part of us that thrives when we don't know, what to expect. A part of us that wants to be surprised, the part of us that gets excited and fired up, curious. Tap into that aspect. And what that does is that's sending signals to your brain that, okay, fine, this is scary. It might be scary, but it's also exciting. There is the fear of the unknown, but in that, there is also the possibility of really being blown out of our minds in terms of experiencing or creating something that we couldn't even have imagined with our brain. Because again, the brain can only create on the basis of the past. So stepping into this wonder, excitement, and possibility.